Like Cooking a Mama, why did they have to make a Wii version? You know, like that shit worked on the.
Because he wants you to do the motions, right?
I want to freaking mash the hamburger meat, okay? With my Wiimote.
What is going on, my chum buckets? This is the Wii Power Hour, a roundtable discussion on the latest news and topics in the anime and manga world. I am your student council president, Peter, and here is the rest of the student council with me. I got my vice president, Lance.
What's poppin', my peeps?
I got my treasurer, Kai.
What's doing, my doo-doos?
Oh no. And my secretary, Matt.
Hey, why am I a secretary? Want to be the bodyguard.
Because I got more votes than you.
Yeah, you're definitely not a bodyguard. You're just gonna post your picture up all over the internet. We'll have people vote on why you're not a bodyguard. So cool. Hey guys, welcome. This is the second episode of the Wii Power Hour. We have both episodes up on the first week that we are starting the whole channel and everything like that. So I hope you guys listen to both of them. And we're just gonna go straight into things. We got a little bit of news today because there's some interesting stuff that came out this week. So first, big shout out to the 3 mangas that ranked in the New York Times bestseller of graphic novels in September. We have My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, and Junji Ito's Venus in the Blind Spot. So My Hero at number 7, Demon Slayer at number 12, and In the Blind Spot at number 15. So kudos to them. I'm sure that's not going to be like the last time we're ever going to see that. I know like My Hero has ranked in it before in like different months. Looks like One Punch Man has ranked in that as well, and Dragon Ball Super ranked on that in October. So let's hope to see more of that so we can see more manga on the Western side.
It's kind of crazy. I just saw this photo that it was like a picture of Barnes and Nobles, and like it's a picture of Barnes and Nobles like a couple years back where the whole section is like American comics. You got your rows of DC comics and you got your rows of Marvel comics and other graphic novel type of stuff. American stuff. And then it was a picture to now same so same bookshelves, but it's just manga instead.
Yeah, they have like a dedicated section now.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I remember when like was it I don't know like 2006 or 7, and we had like that Borders. If anyone remembers Borders, I just probably like
my home.
Call myself out there and how old I am, but
oh yeah, that place that I would read all the books and not buy anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I remember it was like it wasn't really like a dedicated section for manga. It was like kind of like off in a corner, and it wasn't really like that organized. It wasn't like how like in like Barnes and Nobles they'll have like a recommendation, or like they like curated like, oh, this is what this is the best book of the year, or like, oh, this is like a good book if you're feeling up for like mystery or something like that. Like manga didn't have any of that. It was just like on the bookshelves to have, and then all of a sudden, like flash forward to 2020 is like now we like get curated sections like we would do like in Japan. So
yeah, I was surprised. Like my local library, I'm walking in there and they have an entire dedicated section to manga. Like there's just like how you would look up at the dividers along the ceilings that says like, oh, fiction, nonfiction, self-help. Yeah. And then right, not even like in the back reject corner, no, in the front, they have right next to young adult novels. Right behind there is an entire section of manga, and you've got every shonen under the sun. Not even just like your basics. You got like kind of like obscure stuff too, like I think I actually saw like Berserk there, which
Yeah, that's for
more
young
more
adults.
like yeah yeah like more mature readings, not just like of course they had like Dragon Ball and they had Yu Yu Hakusho, but they also had like a little bit more mature stuff as well, which I was really surprised about.
And isn't it like you're supposed? It's not like the library is like getting these books for like their own benefit. Isn't it like people gotta like submit, like, hey, I really want to read this book. Can you like
Yeah,
please try to get it and like put it in the
that's how
budget?
the library works. It's supply and demand. Like if
Yeah.
there's a need for these kind of materials, if people are requesting them, then yeah, they're gonna seek them out and stock their shelves with it.
Yes. Look at that, man. More Toonies in the next generation. It's like we won't be alone. We'll be like 40 by the time like the Toonie race starts like coming on up, and then we'll probably be too old to be doing this kind of stuff. But
What are you talking about, man? I'm intending to
Toonie for life.
Oh, tuning for life, bro.
Fuck family. Fuck a normal life. Toonie for life. All right. And the last bit of news for this week. I don't want to say it's a big one, but it's an interesting one. Twitter recently had like this big uproar. Someone tweeted out that Ahegao face. If you don't know what it is, it's kind of like a hentai term for like I'm trying to like weird explain this, but it's
No,
like
please.
like a hentai term for girls that are having like an orgasm and they're like their eyes are crossed, their tongue is out, they're drooling. It's supposed to be the kind of like a very like uh hyperbole, yeah,
Erotic.
erotic orgasm face. So course on the Western side, a lot of people find that kind of weird, but some have also grown accustomed to it and have like adopted that kind of face. For all you degenerates out there, I'm pretty sure you've seen like probably one of your favorite cosplayers or your sexy cosplayers. They probably did that face in probably like their OnlyFans or like whatever else they post on. So, someone tweeted out that the Ahegao face is racist to Japanese people.
Oh.
Yeah. So she says a key point in understanding why this isn't ethical for non-Asians, especially white people, to do is acknowledging that there are stereotypical specific to the sexuality of women in color, which consistently disempowers us. Uh, just to do a little excerpt on it, is most often performed by underage female characters in hentai manga who are overwhelmed by pleasure without their consent. This is an extreme version of submissive slut ideal thrust upon Asian women. And yeah, she keeps going on and on. I will link like that whole article for you guys to read if you guys want to like go down that rabbit hole. It is a big rabbit hole. A lot of people were agreeing to it, but then a lot of people are like, come on, it is just sex. It doesn't have to be anything racist or political or anything like that. Uh, just want to get you guys' feel on, do you think Ahegao faces are racist to Asians?
The high impact sexual violence.
High
So
impact sexual violence.
I mean, I don't think that's racist. If people make that face, like the Ahegao face is an anime trope. And I quite frankly don't know of anybody who does that. That's not like in a way that's directly parroting anime or even like just making fun of the trope.
Yeah,
To
it's like a kink.
yeah, I don't really associate that with like in any way like disempowering.
Yeah,
Uh,
women that
yeah,
because that's a stereotypical thing of a Japanese woman, right? Like they're timid, they're shy, they're submissive, and like the Ahegao face kind of, I guess what some people think it embodies that ideal, and that's why this girl thought it was racist. So she tweeted it out.
I feel like the
Uh.
average person, I'm thinking mostly like Build-A-Fiend fans. I don't think the average person really associates that with like Asian culture. And the people who are aware that it's from Asian culture, I imagine they would see it more as like a joke rather than something serious.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had like I can like get a poll of like Western people that have like witnessed Ahegao faces, and then it'd be like, where is this from, or what do you think of race when you see this? Because it's like I can't imagine a lot of them like, hey, that's Japanese. That's a Japanese ass face. I was like,
Exactly. It's like an expression of pleasure.
yeah.
That's basically what it is, right? And I don't know why it like there needs to be like it's just labeled Ahegao with a Japanese name because it's quite common in Japanese literature.
Is it? Does it mean like anything
like
in particular or?
visual literature? I don't know. I'm talking about like manga or doujins and shit.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Uh-huh.
know if it like had some kind of like a specific meaning when you like take each syllable and
No.
people just kind of like spun it out of control.
It's
I mean,
just
doesn't
what it
Ahegao
is.
just mean like overly expressive, and then Gao is like face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and it's just an expressive face, it's just an expression of pleasure. And that's
Also
just what
known
it is.
as the O face. And that's what Wikipedia just told me as I'm like looking this up as I go.
Well, that's not really accurate either. I think Ahegao can be simplified as eyes back, tongue out. Like
Eyes
it's
back,
it's
tongue
pretty
out.
specific. It's not just any kind of old face.
Hell yeah, dude. It's just
But that's
like
why
summertime.
it's so well defined that it's a trope. It's
Like, who is this person? Like, why is this? I'm not okay. All right. I'm not shitting on
hey.
you. I'm not shitting on your choice of news because this is a pretty funny topic to talk about. But
It
who
is.
the fuck is this chick to say, "Oh, that's racist"? You're
That's
not
it's crazy.
like the person who's like tweeting. She like just from her picture, like not saying like not being racist or anything. She doesn't look Japanese, and like what it's like if you're gonna say it's a Japanese thing by saying it's a racist, like who are you to like actually comment about it? Like,
Also,
now,
I don't even think Japanese people find it racist. Like,
yeah,
yeah, exactly,
see,
exactly,
that's not even like the
American.
main problem here is that she's not of the Japanese race. I think like an argument is valid if it's even if it's observed from a different ethnicity. It doesn't make it any less true. The problem here is that it's just not true what her argument is.
exactly, yeah.
She probably just finds Ahegao offensive in general or something that portrays women in that way. Maybe she's like a feminist or something.
That's
don't
what
know.
I thought. But like looking through this, she very specifies that it is more on like Asian culture and how
Asian culture.
Asian women are perceived in the eyes of others. But yeah, I don't know. Just looking through the news for this week, this is like the craziest one, and I wanted to see how mad Kai could get, because like I'm pretty sure none of us finds this racist or even anywhere close to
Like,
demeaning in any way.
not really.
You're
And
just
on the
baiting
list
me.
of on the
Just
list
baiting.
of things that are racist against Asians in like Western culture, I
not
feel like
it.
this is like really not
Not
on
even
the top
close.
part of that, not even anywhere close to the middle of the list. Like,
Yeah, I agree. Okay, and that is all the news that we have. Not much news this week. That was pretty big one that we had. So we're gonna talk about next is the anime that we have watched this week. Uh, we haven't started watching a lot of anime together for this season. So just to give you guys like a little heads up for incoming episodes in the future, for the fall season, we are gonna try to attempt to watch at least 10 animes. And then we will talk about it during the podcast. We'll tell you what the 10 are soon. We're gonna have like a pretty much long discussion on which ones we're gonna choose. So I hope you guys look forward to that. But let's get into the swing of things with the anime that we watched this week. Let's start with God of High School. How did you guys feel about this week's episode of God of High School?
I feel like I'm finally getting some kind of semblance of understanding just what the power leveling system is for this anime. Because for the longest time I was
Wikipedia.
thinking, oh, it's just like it's just a showing of different martial arts fighting each other. But now all of a sudden we have just JoJo powers.
We have a
with,
power system, yeah.
yeah, with people able to summon stands, people who are not able to do that, and being able to their Charyuk, I believe it's called, being able to conjure up like a manifestation of some kind of semblance of your power. That's like a big deal, and that's what sets you apart from like the weaker characters. As we saw, Mira finally unlocked her Charyuk. So I feel like I finally understand just what direction we're going in here as far as what is considered strong and what is considered weak.
Yeah, I'm kind of like a little bit disappointed though. Like, I should have seen it coming. This is like your cookie cutter like shonen style, right? Like everyone has like this power system, and depending
Everyone
how
has a unique power. And
yeah,
unique
how far you
ability.
dip into it, like it just shows differently. I was kind of thinking this was gonna be like just straight up like all like the martial arts styles that is like humanly possible that people have
Mhm.
practiced, and then we just see that like consistently. Because I for one, I imagine like Crunchyroll is the one that like sponsored this show, so I thought it was gonna be kind of like they're gonna mocap the fighting styles a little bit, and like be able just to like put the animation on top of the mocap so we can actually see like a true fighting style to it. Because none of us went in reading the manga or reading the webtoon for it, so like none of us knew what to expect. But I'm a tiny little bit disappointed that we're not like getting into it now. People are just getting eaten by sharks like
Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah, pretty cheap. Like some of the characters' powers, like the shark guy, he just stands there and the shark like just
Shark eats him.
eats the opponent.
Yeah.
Doesn't do
What is his
anything.
martial arts? I don't know what it
You-
is.
You call throwing dynamite martial art? Yeah, whatever gets the job done. Like,
Thank
like
you,
Raph, what is
Clint Eastwood right there.
what is the call on just this dude getting impaled by shark fangs? Like,
Yeah, because some of the other guys are like pretty like spot on, and like they're pretty interesting to see. Except for that one guy a couple episodes ago that had like that Joker scythe licking monster that he summoned behind him.
I know, like straight out
I
Shaman
didn't.
King. But dude.
Yeah, I didn't really get that whatsoever, but it is what it is. Okay. The next one that I think we watched was Fire Force, right?
Fire Force.
How'd you guys feel about this week's episode of Fire Force?
I really liked it. We're finally figuring out what the backstory is, and we had those tidbits in the beginning of each episode in the first season and stuff, and now we're finally like understanding what the
It's all coming together.
Amaterasu
Yeah.
is, the giant building, and then
Okami,
the fact
yeah.
that there's like in this week's episode we found out that it's powered by actual just normal humans that have these powers.
Yeah, the
So,
Odolo burst.
yeah,
Yep.
so it's kind of
I'm
wild. They're just
excited.
burning in there. They just burning in
Yeah,
there.
they're just
and-
consistently burning energy. That's why I'm excited, because like I read ahead, and so like this is kind of like we're kind of done with the whole like explaining the backstory to it, and then now we're gonna like start pitting in like trials and like obstacles that these guys have to go through to figure out what the church is doing.
I
So
also really like how the fact that when you go so fast, you like become particles. That's so interesting.
is
'Cause,
it,
there's
is
so
it?
many. To
Does
me, it is
Flash not do that?
because there's like so many characters that go fast, but they don't like dissolve into particles. I don't know if Flash does that for. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
Flash.
trying to think like all the other speed demons that we have out there.
But like it's kind of cool. And the fact that the whole fight they're doing like this whole, ricocheting around, kicking around and shit, it all happens in 1 second.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild. Like it happens over like, I don't know, 2-3 minutes of the anime, but it's
But yeah,
one
it's like
second.
1 second.
It's kind of
That's
wild.
the end of season 1 kind of like gave like that prelude to what his powers were gonna be.
Yeah.
Like this, like he kicks so fast that like it just breaks like the sound barrier and everything else
The
possible.
space-time continuum.
Yeah. So you're definitely gonna see more of that. He'll definitely do more of those kicking man fire kicks. So
I'm excited.
okay. The next one that we watched was Re:Zero. And I mean, Lance just giving me the fucking guns
Man,
a-blazing that he's got
Is
something to say.
Echidna not just the new best girl? Like,
She is good. She is good. He is like slowly like at first I was like he's building a harem. But then like the contents of the anime in season 1 were like there's no way he can survive to even like, say I love you to a girl. But then like now slowly we're getting back to like, hey, you know what? Let's not forget this guy is a isekai main character. He's got to get his girls. Like he's already got Rem and Amelia. Now he's got Echidna. He's got that little girl with the red bow that started working
Petra.
at the mansion. Yeah, Petra. And he's
Mhm.
probably gonna get the rest of the witches.
I mean,
I
maybe
want
not
my
all of
Rem
them. Some of
back.
the witches are, kind of.
Rem's dead,
Ugh.
by the way.
Stop it.
She's in a
You're hurting me.
coma.
She's probably gonna die a couple more times.
You're hurting
I
me.
did like
Stop it.
was it the Wrath one, the Witch of Wrath? I thought she was pretty interesting. The fact
She's
that she like
definitely
Oh, the boobies.
not what you'd expect from.
Yeah,
when
but
you
it's
hear
like-
Wrath, it's
yeah,
almost
when
like
I
a
think
little
of Wrath,
backwards.
but she wants to save everyone. She wants to be like a hero. That's like, I don't know. That was like interesting because I'm wondering because this show does like such a heel turn where it's just like we think it's one thing, and then it's like nah, bruh, it's totally fucked up. You thought wrong, and then like this Wrath girl is like, hey, you know what? She's actually the most evil out of all of them. I'm like, I don't know. It's possible.
If I during this quarantine period, I recently watched the whole Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and in that show you got all the whatever the greeds, the
Deadly
deadly
sins.
sins,
Deadly
the
sins,
7
yeah.
deadly sins, and
No relation to the anime.
it's kind of
sense.
it's a little deja vu-y, and then you get Wrath from Re:Zero and you get Wrath from Full Metal, and there's like this big disconnect going inside my head.
Okay, I got it. It's been so long since I watched Fullmetal Alchemist. Ah, because
Oh.
you're more attracted to the pecs than you are with the boobs. That's what it is. I just looked up a picture of Wrath. and
It's
Fullmetal.
just all of them, it's just
Yeah, but if you think about it, like I guess Re:Zero is trying to go for like the full like 7 witch route, right? Where like it's 7 females that are the deadly sins. So, and they all like at face value they don't look like they're deadly sin, but then like when you get to like know them, like the gluttony girl, I'm pretty sure when we all saw her at first we were like, who the fuck is
I
this
thought she was
fucking-"
Sloth. She was like in bondage, whips and chains excite her.
Yeah, she was
Um,
talking like in a really slow like cadence. She was in a mecha sort of like a weird like Mother 3 spider mecha, but she started drooling because she wanted to eat people, or she was hungry. I
Is
don't
what
know.
I was kind of like under the assumption that the twist is that she's restrained like that because like, she wants to eat people.
It has to be because she was salivating at the idea of eating Subaru up. Then again, though, I feel like Echidna also salivates at that idea of eating Subaru up, but in a different way.
yum.
Yum.
I think what I like most about
Yum.
Echidna's character is that she brings out just like the absolute Chad in Subaru, which I think I think is something that we don't think about too much because he's such like a a stereotypical like deluded otaku, but
True.
he has some good lines, some good banter with her.
He feels like it's kind of like his most natural state, right?
Yeah,
Like,
just really Subaru, like 100%.
yeah, he doesn't really have to like force anything or feel like he has to like think before he speaks. It just kind of happens with her.
Yeah, sound really strong, sound really competent, or sound like really like a nine shining armor for Amelia. He's just kind of himself.
Yeah, which is like, man, that's crazy to think that coming into season 2, we're like Rem, and then like Rem went to sleep, and we're like Amelia, and then now it's just like a kid,
Nah, it's a kid now. Yeah.
It's like we're like that Kinnard chain like just like blasted on by, and we all just like hopped on, and then we all got kicked off immediately because only one person can ride that train, and that's Subaru. So, and then the last one that we watched for the week was Sword Art Online, and just gonna like hand it over to Kai, our Sword Art Online fanatic.
I don't know, man. I'm just I so
He's at a
I'm
loss for words.
I'm at a loss for words. I'm super happy that Kayaba Akihiko, the guy who created Sword Art Online, also known as Heathcliff, came out, because I thought he was gonna pop out in the underworld, and when they were fighting or something, as like this fucking guy in his lab coat, just being like, "Sup, scrubs," But he comes out in this like robot suit that looks like it's something from like the Jetsons or something, I don't know. It's just weird. It
was
so
weird that he
cute.
showed up.
Yeah,
Man, when is
Why
this
does he
dude
keep
gonna
showing
stay
up?
He was
dead?
at the right place for him to come up. See, I wanted to see him because, like, in the canon, the story itself, like, it's been said that he uploaded his whole self, his brain, into the internet, to like the network, and he's helped Kirito like here and there. But I didn't think he's gonna help, the gang by becoming this robot dude that looks too human like. The fact that he like gets blown up, right? And he falls to the ground. Dude, he looks like a fucking like an actual, like, I don't know, the body when he's on the ground looks like a girl, literally like a woman that's like fell
Yeah,
on
he's
the
wearing
ground.
like
And
a Metroid suit.
yeah, and it's just like, I don't know, no matter if this is 2026, I don't think robotics is that good to make it look like an actual human. Like, I wish they made it would have been a little
You
bit more
should see the dog.
like, it would have been more like,
Oh, you
okay,
wish
if it
that
looked
he
more robotic
controlled
looking
like
and
a Wally
humanoid.
robot instead? Just a
Yeah,
little
you know
box.
what?
Like a
Yeah,
little
Wally
trash
robot.
can.
I would have been fine. But see, I didn't like how Rinko, the lady scientist that was on the boat with them, like, I don't like I understand that she was like, "Oh, my lover," but like, dude, it's just like, Kayaba is just possessing this electronic robot. Like, why is she bawling her eyes out like he's dying in there, like, as he's in the suit like Iron Man or something? It's like, dude, he's just gonna go back into the system, like, no big deal. But
Yeah,
she's like, "Oh no." And
But
I'm
what is
just
the
like,
possibilities that he can't transfer his mind back into wherever? Where is he?
"Oh,
Where's exactly like his hub right now with his
I
mind?
have
man,
no
he's in the
clue."
cloud,
Sword
man.
Art?
He's in the cloud, dude.
Oh my
The
god.
cloud.
It's
So
like
we're
the
never gonna
idea
find
that
him.
I can like download a photo from Google Drive from any device. It's like that, He's in the
Wow.
cloud.
So he's everywhere.
Yeah,
So
he's
he's
among
always
us.
gonna show up every season and just like have a cameo.
You
Yep.
see, that's
Just
the
for the
knowledge
fun.
that we
At
as
the most
viewers
convenient
understand
time.
is that
But
he's
like,
never going away.
why though?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't
is
know.
it just
I
like
haven't
they're like making the story and like, oh wait, like this doesn't make sense. Like we can't save everyone. How are we gonna make this convenient? Oh, I know. Let's just pull this guy out from season 1, and he'll do everything that would make no sense, but makes sense to like.
No, but he's helped out in
fill the
other parts too. But like, okay,
But
we'll
why?
see.
What does he
The
need
final-
the help for?
We'll see. The War of the Underworld isn't the final season. This coming season is this coming arc. This big arc is the actual final arc for Sword Art Online, according to
Right.
the creators. So well, maybe that's where we figure out like what is he, where is he, you know, what did he want to do by releasing the seed to the world? I don't know.
This is gonna come like full circle. It's like he started out as the main villain, and we'll end with him as the main villain.
Oh yeah, of course he's a villain, but you know, he's not really like I wouldn't say he's evil, you know. He just was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to have a little science experiment that involves 10,000 people.
Did he
they might
rape someone
die.
in season 1?
No, that wasn't him. But
No.
That guy's
No.
like thinking it's like all the math problems in his head is like, wait a minute. No,
God,
we're
there's
good.
so many,
He's good.
there's so many
No,
people.
no, no.
Was he one of them?
Yeah.
No. He just wanted to have his little castle because he had it was his dream to make a castle and then see what happens. And then he was like, all right, well shit, I'm gonna I don't want to get arrested, so you know what? I'm just gonna upload my brain in a cloud, and that's what he did. He
You
was
know-
like, he got away from the police. He was like, suckers.
It's like the equivalent of like if you. He's not evil. I think at this point we've established he's not, but he's basically the equivalent of like if you let loose a bull in a china shop, but that bull also had like amazing programming skills and like Batman levels of wealth, and then he just decided I'm just gonna kill like 1,000 people and see what happens.
I mean, he just sounds bored at this point.
I mean that is the premise of his character, is like just
But
boredom
like,
incarnate.
He's just trying to save Kirito to make sure he makes it to the final season, so then he can challenge him again and he can feel something in life.
Oh my god, Kaiba is just a metaphor for the viewers who want Sword Art Online to keep having more seasons.
That's why you like him so much, Kai. You want more seasons of Sword Art Online.
You want him to keep
Stop.
helping Kirito and save him so that he'll keep making more
You're
seasons.
attacking me.
Yeah, go ahead,
Stop.
transfer out of here and go into another part of the world.
You're killing me.
Oh
Stop
man,
it.
that's gonna be great. I guess we'll you know what? Didn't really care for Sword Art, but now since like you explained this to me, now I'm like more interested to see how stupid this guy can be. Like I'm looking forward to him now. So
What a.
all right. So that is all the anime that we watched for the week. Now we're gonna try to jump into some of the topics that we had for this week. Last week, or not last week, but last episode, we talked about some of our favorite characters that we like, the male and the female. Now I kind of want to flip it to the other side because it's mostly protagonists that we have liked. But let's talk a little bit about some antagonists that we like in some of the shows, and we can explain why we like those guys. Let's start with Matt first.
My favorite antagonist. Well, he's not like the main antagonist, but he's one of a big one. He's from Trigun. His name is Legato Blue Summers.
Oh, I think
And
you're the
that-
only one that's watched Trigun in this group.
Oh, well, I can explain what he does. He Vash, the main guy, he never killed anyone on purpose before, but he destroyed a whole city with people in it because his brother unlocked his weapon that went off and destroyed the city. But he never killed anyone intentionally. So he had this role model in life. Her name was Rem, and she said never take another person's life, no matter what. And the God of Blue Summers is one fucked up dude. Like he's super overpowered and everything, but instead of just killing Vash, he made Vash kill him instead.
Wow, he fucking pulled the Uno reverse card on him.
Yeah, he
Is
really.
that why
fucked
your
up.
name is Legato in like
I'm just
all
thinking
the
that. Hold on, this dude's name's Legato.
Steam and like all the games that we play? Is that why that's
Yeah.
your gamer tag is Legato?
Yeah,
So
he's my
you wanted to
favorite
be
villain.
evil this entire time?
Look at this
Obviously,
man.
look at this guy. He's
deltoids.
obviously evil.
He's like works out his right arm's deltoids every damn day of his life.
Wow, that's crazy to think that we had an antagonist in this in this friend group for so many years, and we didn't like he didn't reveal himself yet until now.
It's like one of
My,
those like plot twists that is not important, but is also like one of those like mindfucky twists.
yeah, it's just like Kaiba coming in for like no reason, and just deciding to be a part of Sword Art again. This is like, wow, wasn't
Wow,
expecting it.
what a guy.
I don't think I really needed it, but now I have it, and now I don't know what to do with it.
Did you
That's
pick that
crazy.
name specifically so that like years later we'd have a podcast and you'd be like, oh, just offhandedly, like my name is based off of like a villain from
A villain that like
from
will
Trigun.
reverse the main character to kill him and kill everyone else.
So yeah,
But it's just a badass name too.
Yeah, right.
that's
uh,
debatable.
let's go with Lance next, an antagonist
Uh,
that you like.
so it's not like a full-on anime series, but it was a movie. My favorite antagonist is Lady Eboshi from Princess Mononoke,
Of course, she's
and
hot.
no, it's not even that. I mean, okay, yeah, she is, but uh, it's just how amazing her character is. Like, she's half the reason why I've watched Princess Mononoke like 5 times. Uh, she's just one half of this masterpiece of a story. She's a sympathetic, really competent villain. She kicks ass in a fight, and she just you kind of you understand why she does the things she does, why she's like terrorizing, burning down the forest and just upsetting the balance of nature. You get it because you kind of want to root for her to make a better life for her people, but
Oh yeah, not like a true villain, right? Like she, if
like
you
she
were
has her
like in
reasons.
her shoes,
Hmm.
you were
You'd
like,
probably do the same thing if you have
she's a
people you're
hero.
looking after.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could definitely be a hero from our perspective, but for the sake of the story, what she's doing is just ruining the lives of not just uh, the forest spirits, but other humans like the protagonist.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And damn, is she badass? Like she just like fucking, or she just like blew the head off of the monster, and she's just like, I'm fucking grab it, and it's just like, oh man, she's just like no holds bar. She's like willing to like fucking go down for her ideals.
Oh, my favorite fight is when she like actually fights with uh the actual lead girl. Uh, that was just such a beautifully animated fight.
All right, Kai,
All right.
an antagonist that you like.
So this isn't really just a singular antagonist, but throughout the series, throughout the Gundam series, I like the antagonists in basically all this most series that I've watched. Like basically, the idea of Gundam is like two space countries that have two different point of views, and it's just that the story is set from one side of that, you know. So like then like from both point of views, the other side's evil, and you know they're just it's just like this whole space political thing where no one's really evil, but they just have different views and they're just fighting over it.
How deep does like do you like see like the like quote unquote the antagonist like the other empire? Like how deep of a story do you get on that side, or is it just kind of like little flashes here and there? You have to like connect it together.
I think you get a good amount. Like, personally, I grew up with Gundam Seed, and in Gundam Seed, it's you got your naturals, your normal people, and you got your
Mhm.
coordinators who were genetically enhanced people, and genetically enhanced people can do bunch of stuff. They're just a lot better people, people like fast, athletic, smart, and all that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they live in their own country. Coordinators live in their own country, the naturals live in their own countries, and but they hate each other because like I would hate them, if they
Right.
had powers.
If you were
and,
like on that side.
and then and then as the other, the coordinators, you're like, why are they bothering us? Like, we want to live in peace and all these kind of stuff going on. But from each point of view, they're like good people.
Yeah.
But
If you were
just
on
because
that
it's,
side, yeah.
yeah, but just because the story is set from one side's perspective, you see them as bad people. But as you watch the series, you're like, okay, maybe they're not really bad people at all. But it's just this whole misunderstanding, miscommunication, and politics that just causes a bunch of people dying on robots.
I think that's the cool thing. I'm pretty sure not like only anime does this, but like in most like storytelling, the main antagonist or like the villain of the story, like if you're like in their shoes and you see like their like perspective or you're on their side, they are like heroes on that side, and there's always like like different sides of a coin, and like whichever side you were on, like overall it's still good. It's just ideals are clashing with each other, and then
Yeah.
it just makes them evil, you know. Um, I guess I have a little more lighthearted antagonist in mind. Uh, he doesn't really like. I guess I wouldn't really call him like the main antagonist, but Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. I feel like is a very good like reoccurring ideal of of a power that Gon has not realized yet. Kind of like a good parameter of just like, hey, this guy's at the top, and I gotta like get myself better and better as the series goes to meet him there. Because I know, I guess more of like a rival would be a better term, but Hisoka wants to like he wants to kill Gon, so I don't know like rivals really want to do that with each other, but I always think that's like a really like a cool idea where it's just like he purely wants to see Gon get better so they can have a better fight. Kind of like I guess like Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Z has like a lot of this kind of villains. So, is there any villains like not the ones that you guys mentioned, but any villains in general you would want to see like a anime series like focus on them? Like we just purely see uh like a Hisoka like full 12 episodes and we just see like his storyline and then we get to like delve in deeper. Any characters that comes to mind?
Oh yeah, Annie from Attack on Titan, and they actually, in fact, that's such a good idea. Thank you, Lance. That they actually did a spin-off with a light novel of her actually as the protagonist, and then they animated it too because she's such a great character. Yeah, second place goes to Annie Leonhardt from Attack on Titan.
He's like smiling from like ear to ear right there because he just thought he soft cancer right there. I mean, yeah, I mean, like, why not, right? Like, I feel like people love antagonists more than protagonists, more
Uh,
times than not. So,
yeah,
like, why not have like
I think
more of
there's a
those?
saying somewhere. So a good protagonist can run the show, but a great antagonist will make you see the show to the end. Uh, and I think that goes. I think that really reflects on like the power that you can have a good protagonist, but the best conflicts are and are the best stories are built on a antagonist that is relatable
Yeah,
and
and it's pushing the
and
protagonist a lot.
yeah, a powerful antagonist. It really makes a show.
Anyone else? No, we're all good. Kai's thinking. You guys can't see this, but Kai's like really thinking hard about probably putting Kaiba in there. Oh no. I think we're gonna go into our last topic of the hour. Uh, just wanted to see what you guys can think of. A video game that you would like to see an anime series for. Any video game. If the video game already has an anime series, you can talk about how you would improve it. But I would like to hear, what your choice would be, what kind of game it would be, and like, what it would need for you to feel like it would be successful. We'll throw it to Lance first. Let's see what your answer is.
Yeah, I always thought it was hard. It's easy to turn an anime into a video game, I feel like. But a video game that can be turned to an anime, it's hard to do that because video games like have parameters, they have systems, combat systems, limitations, and it's so hard to like translate that into a fluid narrative in an anime.
But remember, it doesn't have to be like the same type of genre. That's it. If it's like an action game, it doesn't have to be an action game. If you feel like these characters like somehow can like do like a slice of life type anime, you feel like they have like enough like characteristics between amongst the characters that can like push a comedy, a rom-com, or anything like that. Like for me, I feel like The Legend of Zelda is like one of the perfect things, and I feel like everyone's been waiting for some kind of like series to come out that like a true like well built like I don't know like Ufotable or like any of these like high end anime groups to make it, because the actions are great, the storylines are simple enough to I think you can fit it in a 13 episode 1 season block, and like the characters are lovable, everyone loves those characters, and I think people are like kind of waiting to like I guess feel like Link can talk, or I guess if you make him mute the whole way through, still be able to have more expressions, because we're seeing that now with like Breath of the Wild or Skyward Sword or Wind Waker. Like he's more expressive. He's not like this boring Wonder Boy with all these weapons in his meat pocket and trying to hurt people with. So, and yeah, I mean like Breath of the Wild was like, I like that was a good story, and I feel like Zelda would be like probably like best girl if you give her the chance to like show off. So yeah, that's just like a one that I thought of not too long ago.
Well, I guess like if it doesn't have to get the same genre as the video games, I would choose Octopath Traveler. So that's a turn-based RPG by Square Enix. What else is new? But but for Octopath, they have such great characters. They have the 8 main protagonists. They have their jobs that distinguish them, and you get to learn about their quirks, just like any good RPG. The problem with Octopath that I found was that they never got to really show the characters interacting too much with each other. It was they would have like short intermissions in between each chapters where the characters would whatever your current party is, the characters would just like have a couple lines of dialogue
like
with
each other.
Playful
banter.
A little playful banter with each other. Did you actually play that game, Peter?
Yeah, I couldn't
so
finish
you know what
it.
I mean.
I was so mad
game.
At the fact that like, yeah, you're right. This is like so interesting. 8 like different people and their storylines.
The concept is great. To have 8 stories that are simultaneously going or occurring at the same time. But the problem is that in the game they just couldn't really.
There's no chemistry between the characters.
Yeah, there's no cohesion between them. There wasn't many chances for them to shine. I feel like an anime based in like a more slice of life format where you can just see these characters just pouring with personality actually interact with each other and like play off of each other in like unique storylines. I wouldn't really base an anime strictly on the narrative of Octopath. I feel like the stories are written in a way that it only allows for each character to shine in their own story. I'm not sure how you would have an anime where all 8 of them are existing within, like, for example, like Therian's storyline or like Tresta's storyline. I don't feel like it's you can really make a substantial anime with all 8 of them just running through the story.
I think they would have to like add more to it. They would have to like talk to Square Enix and like figure out like some like medium to like add more and to be able to cohesively like to weave the stories together. Because you're right, individually they can have like their own like little mini anime series and it'll be amazing.
Yeah.
But once you start mixing characters together, then like it doesn't feel like we're just throwing in characters just to throw in characters. There's like there's no
Yeah,
substance to why
you
they're
would
there.
need to meld all the storylines together into one. Probably cut some of the non-important arcs out of the story
Yeah.
if you want to go that way. It's in like following the storyline strict, like actually following the video game storyline. It would have to go that way. But I feel like there's definitely something there for making anime about and showing off these 8 characters.
I like that choice. That was a very good choice. I totally forgot about Octopath Traveler. Another one just to throw in there, Fire Emblem. I feel like for sure deserves like an action, I guess, series, but like I feel like throwing like a more slice of life feel to it, like a more lighthearted tone and like the action in the background, I feel like that would really sell because I mean like people fall in love with these Fire Emblem characters, so like why not like thrust their characters and their personalities out more and like just sell it on that kind of thing.
As an anime that would follow like strictly the story of Fire Emblem, I'm not sure if it would meld very well because I feel like Fire Emblem's strongest suit is more so its combat and game mechanics versus the narrative specifically. But I did just recently read up on Fire Emblem Heroes. They based a 4 coma off of Fire Emblem
Just silly
Heroes.
shit.
Just silly shit. Every single chapter that 4 coma is the Fire Emblem characters from every single series in the franchise in these wacky like what if interactions with each other, and I feel like that would be a really good anime for like a sort of like episodic or maybe just like in the same vein as like Asobi Asobase or like Nichijou, like these kind of like just
silly
weird
shit
skits.
happening.
Not
because
so
they
much
have
like,
enough characters and personalities to where like you can throw them all in,
and
or you can throw some
infinite
whatever combination, yeah,
yeah.
and it organically build itself because like these characters are so in their lanes that what they're gonna react when something happens, and then like it just writes itself. I mean,
yeah,
like that shit was so, but that's
you
I mean
can
that's
still
not me
have
laughing.
the action, the medieval combat and magic of
Yeah,
Fire Emblem,
but
but
that's like a
maybe
side
just like
thing.
just like short little segments, like Ike is in battle with say like Byleth, and then they you can have like their flashing combat, but it's really like their interactions throughout the fight that's about
Yeah,
these, just seeing these two in action in motion in an anime. That would be the real appeal of it.
for sure. And then we're just slowly like put out hinters of like who's gonna get shipped with who, and then that would just like that
Oh, it
would
would
just
drive
break the
people
whole internet
crazy.
right
Yeah,
there. They'd be
just
like, no, guys only. It's like, don't you dare put a guy and a girl together, you fucks.
no,
I
just
can
have
like
like
see the
Felix
Twitter
and
feed
Annette
there.
walking together in the background behind
Yeah,
Violet and Ike as they are the main characters of the story, and people will go nuts about, whoa, those two characters are together.
oh
It must be
yeah,
canon.
oh they're fucking yeah. I mean,
It
I would
would, that kind of setting, it would
I
sell
would eat that
itself.
shit up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd eat it like groceries, man.
Anyone else? Or if any case we
Uh,
can't think of anything, maybe we'll flip it over into be like an anime series you would like to see as a video game. So I always enjoy like how like One Piece is like kind of doing that where like you kind of like go through the story and stuff like that, but I kind of want to see it more expansive. Like Naruto and like if we throw it for like The Witcher 3 or like Horizon Zero Dawn where it's like this huge open world. Because I mean, we know the Naruto world, we love it, we understand it, like, but like to be able to be like in it, make your own like ninja character, and then like go through like your own like story progression, like either like alongside Naruto or even like whatever, just have some characters cameo in it. But I feel like, I mean, open world RPG is like the standard now for like a AAA title game. So I want to see like Naruto like in that setting, or Bleach, or One Piece. You know, like any of the big three would be interesting to like kind of like make your own character and then live in that world. Me just expressing how much more Chuny I want to be in my life.
Yeah. There's two video games that I wanted it as an anime for. One of them actually became an anime, which is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. That became an anime, and
But it was
it
okay.
wasn't. It wasn't. We'll see. I don't think it was
It
like
is what it
good or
was.
bad. It is what it was. Like it was
Is what
actually.
it
It
is.
was really accurate, and I was actually surprised at how 1-to-1 accuracy it was, and it was great because I wanted to see those characters animated,
Yep.
and it is exactly
The same
the
cases.
same case, the same thing, the same dialogue, and it was great.
I felt the same way with Professor Layton when they did the movie
Oh
for
yeah,
Professor
yeah, yeah.
Layton, and
Mhm,
then they did the anime with his daughter for like
mhm.
50 episodes, and that was pretty much like her entire game in
Yeah,
those 50 episodes. Um, the execution was like spot on because it's like exactly how she acts in the game is how she acts in the animation, and
yeah.
she's voiced by Kana Hanazawa, so that just
That's why you watched it.
blew my fucking mind even more. But like, I wouldn't be like, hey, you gotta watch it, because I wouldn't recommend it unless you like play the game and you love the game, because like, it doesn't offer anything except for fan service for the for the people who have played the game. So
Yeah. And so another one of that so I wanted it in an anime, and they announced an anime is The World Ends With You. It's
you.
about
Oh
a street
yeah,
guy.
that's right.
Um, it's an
I'm
amazing
so
game, but I don't know, man. I'm nervous.
Do you
What if
want
they
it like
ruin it?
true, like just pretty much like a one-to-one shot from how the game is, or do you want them to?
Of course, I want them to expand on it because there's parts that I didn't understand, but that game made you feel things.
Yeah.
And as long as I get to feel those same feelings, I'm happy.
Yeah, watch. They just gonna be like, we only get one season.
And I need to
Cut
get the
out.
same music. I need the same music. I need Deja Vu.
I
Okay, that
mean,
song.
it's possible, but I don't know. If they only greenlit for one season, if they greenlit for 2 seasons, I would like say like you're gonna get your wish, and they're gonna be able to like spread out the wealth and like be able to like grow these characters. But like you know how it goes. If you only
Yeah.
get one season, you're gonna cut out a lot of
Uh,
and a lot of character development and a lot of like really good backstory that would like make you fall in love with these characters even more. You're just gonna get fucked.
um,
You'll be disappointed. But at least you
and
saw it in animation.
an anime that I want based off a video game. I don't know if you guys know this DS game called Lost in Blue. It's basically, I think the main character you're on a boat, shipwrecks to a deserted island, and then you have to survive on the island, craft things,
This game is a
um, find coconuts to like make stuff, and eventually find a way out of the island. I think the Lost in Blue 2, you get same situation on a boat, but there's a girl who is blind. I think it was that game.
that you try to
And then
figure out how to
so
get
so
off the
yeah,
island.
but she'll help you do certain tasks because she can't help out at the hunting and all that kind of stuff. She'll help out with a lot of the house chore type of stuff. But basically like island survival exploration type of anime.
Yeah, I kind of want to play this. This looks interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds really baller. Like,
I mean, did they had like a cute relationship with each other? Like, was there like good enough interactions, or
I
is she like
don't
just a dead
remember.
fish?
I
Not
don't remember.
Now we gotta play this game together and see, cause
It was like one of my favorite, like not like my. It's one of my more memorable DS games that I played. Yeah.
I mean, you should play the Wii version. It's probably better.
No, I heard the Wii version was terrible. I hear.
Oh,
'Cause,
really?
I feel like a lot of Wii games became terrible. They were good on the DS, and then they were like, let's make a Wii version because instead of a stylus, you can use a Wiimote, and then you're like, wait a second, how am I supposed to use a Wiimote for this?
Yeah, it's crazy too. I'm looking at like the artwork. It's like completely different in the Wii version.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit! It is like it went from like just like Super Mario Galaxy to back to like Super Mario 64. It was like fucking.
Like, can I vent about that? Like, Trauma Center on
Yeah.
DS. You get to do the
Trauma Center.
surgery.
Sorry, but that one.
Oh,
also
that you're right. Trauma Center does deserve an anime. The chicks are hot.
Wait a minute. Let's talk about we need
Okay,
more, like,
even the guys are
anime.
pretty good looking too. Okay, not gonna lie. But
Okay.
besides that, on the DS you got your precision stylus to cut into the body. Do the surgery, right?
Yeah.
But then
Think
they made the Wii version, and then they expect you to slice things and
Yeah.
cut things with
With your
the
Wiimote.
Wiimote, and it's terrible.
Maybe because you don't have a steady hand. You ever think of
No,
that?
I totally get it. One of my first Wii games I ever rented from Blockbuster was Trauma Center's Second Opinion from Wii, for the Wii. And
Right?
there's one point when you're playing as the stupid white-haired protagonist girl. I could not, for the life of me, I could not get past her chapter because you have to be so damn fast with your Wiimote, cut out like a tumor, use her special ability that slows down time. It heals them. So you have to like strategically heal them at the right time as you're cutting out like the tumor.
Yeah.
And I could not do it. And I was on easy. I was like, I am physically incapable of beating this game
Like, it
because
makes
of the
sense
damn
on a
motion
touchscreen.
controls.
It makes sense on a touchscreen, but like on a Wiimote, it just doesn't work. Like cooking a mama, why did they have to make a Wii version? Like that shit worked on the
Because he wants you
touchscreen.
to do the motions, right?
And
Which
I
it
want
was
to freaking mash the
terrible.
hamburger meat, okay, with my Wiimote.
Yeah. No one's gonna be able to see me doing that. I don't know why I'm like keep doing that. Okay. Anything else you guys want to throw in real quick?
Hell yeah, ReZero. ReZero needs a video game. And in fact, I was just looking it up. Thank you, Wikipedia. ReZero is actually getting a video game.
Is it like
it's gonna be let's see.
What the hell can you do in ReZero except for die?
It's gonna be a strategy like make your own story game. Which I mean the narrative ReZero totally lends itself to that. It's gonna be a
like an XCOM like strategy, or we're talking about like turn-based RPG?
We're talking more like light novel. What's it called, a light novel video game? Is that what it's called? When so you pick different, just like Subaru, you pick different options, and then the story will branch out depending on your decisions. And then some of them will lead to death, and then you restart. Yeah, visual novel. And others will lead to an entirely different ending.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm looking at it now. It is straight up visual novel. That surprisingly, that's like kind of the route that a lot of animes end up just going to, especially rom-coms. Like if you think of like any of your favorite rom-coms, they probably have like a visual novel because you're fucking so sucked into that fan service, like a Nisekoi, like that visual novel game for that one is so good. Because it literally is like, hey, this is what happens when you choose the other girls, and see how that goes, and then you just get fan service up the wazoo, and
that's the best way to do
yeah. That's like the easiest way to go through.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to like really think about it. The story's kind of already there. You just have to like add a couple like extra fluff. So I like these chibi versions. Yeah.
A game that I would want to see turn into an anime. It has like a live action that's coming out pretty soon. It'd be Monster Hunter World. It'd be like Creature of the Week, where like you know how like Godzilla
Yep.
has like all those monsters, except it'd be like one monster every episode, and then instead of the monsters fighting each other, it's 4 dudes wrecking the monster shit.
Yeah. Would you want like the same 4 dudes, or it's just like it doesn't matter? Just like it's I guess the fighting is what's the cool part.
Yeah, just the fighting. It doesn't have to be the same people. It could just be like some like main characters, like the admiral, and sometimes or like.
Chats. I was talking about like the people who are fighting, because I feel like the admiral guys and like the handler, they all need to be like in their spots. But like, I don't know if you want to like rotate like the 4 people in the party to fight.
Just have like all the fibers or whatever rotating, I guess.
Yeah, and they're all just chads, and they're all just like really buff, and they're all just carrying like big swords around.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about the movie.
Yeah.
Just because like it's cool just to see like Monster Hunter as a movie. I have like probably like 0 expectations for it because I mean it's the same people that made Resident Evil, and like Resident Evil movies haven't been good since like 2, 3, maybe.
Excuse me, I loved all of them. As bad as they became to be.
So
you can't tell me you like the final chapter.
We should have a movie night. Just a side note. I kind of want to rewatch all of them because I don't remember.
That's so funny. I'm not even joking. Before we logged on for this podcast, I was watching Resident Evil, the final chapter.
Oh wow! Like on TV.
I was just watching clips on YouTube because I never watched it, and oh my goodness, it is so bad. It is just horrendous.
Movie night. Definitely put that on movie night.
It made my eyes bleed.
Okay. All right. Well, that is all the time that we have for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure I'm trying to right now get it all on the Apple podcast and Stitcher and Spotify, so you guys will see it on like the next couple weeks as the episodes roll out. But yeah, make sure you guys download all the news that we talked about this week. All the links will be in the description. Social media will be in the description, and then that's about it. If you guys have any like topics you guys want us to talk about, or any like funny questions that you guys want us to answer, go ahead, send it to me on social media, and then we'll probably talk about it in a future podcast. But that's all the time that we have for today, guys. I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
See ya.
See ya.